Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you guys how to remove the pull start on a 1998 500 Sportsman model from Polaris. The end of the video is just going to be me putting the starter back on. I'm not going to be putting the plastics back on because I have a bunch more work to do in here. Okay, we're going to start getting access to the pull starter over here. So we're going to start with taking off this screw. I already see that these are pretty rusty and might give me a little bit of a challenge. And then I've got a set of screws back here, a couple of them, which are 3/8. Okay, so I got all these bolts out. So there's 1, 2, 3, and there's 2 rivets in here, which I ended up having to break out. And I'm going to probably end up pulling them out of this plastic and putting some screws in, because I don't think it's going to go back correctly. I didn't bend this plastic at all, and there was a clip in the front, which was right here. I'm not sure which way it came from the factory. I mean, it makes sense that this is all screws rather than rivets, so I think this was a secondary owner issue. So yeah, I'm gonna bend these back flat and try to get them through here. Just when I go to put it back together, it's quick and easy. Okay, this one's gonna be pretty easy to come out. However, this one is completely rusted and there's nothing left. So I'm gonna get the easy one out first and we'll deal with this. This one ended up being a 7/16, even though everything else is a 12. And the bottom bolt seems to be coming out, so I might get lucky here. I can get this off and just kind of hit this screw through and replace it when I'm done. And that does look to be the case. That came out pretty easy. Get a hammer and bang this through. So I'm going to use this deadweight hammer and just try to pop it out like that. Pretty decent amount of decay here. Not terrible, but we'll replace it. On to the next ones. always like to put everything back together so I can find them when I put them back. This is pretty rusted too. We're gonna end up replacing probably all 4 of these. This is free now, and I can either take this off as one, it looks like, which I cannot do because the support back here comes all the way through. So I can't take this back fender off because it's inside that support. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take this fender off and disconnect here, which hopefully it goes pretty easy. Okay, so I'm gonna make the call here and just take off these 6 screws and not deal with these that are riveted in up here. And these are 3/8 on my bike. Like I said, I don't know if they're original to the bike. We'll loosen everything up. Everything's coming off pretty easy. Hopefully there's no major issues here. This would be a lot easier with the tire off. I really feel like bringing the jack stands back here and taking this bike up into the air. Just gonna work with what we got. Second one. Third. Fourth. So test here. Yeah, take one more off just to be safe. I don't want to break anything. This plastic's usually very hard to find. Good enough. Make sure you don't drop that washer. I'm in here, I'm noticing this plastic is broken. So while I'm in here, once I get this off, I'm either going to try to melt this back together with my plastic welder, or at least get a bigger washer to try to hold this in place, tape it, something to give it a little bit extra support. These plastics can be very hard to find over the course of time. Yeah, let's see if we can get this off. Slide right out the clip on the front. And we're going to slide right out the clip on the back. We did lose a rubber piece. I'm not 100% sure where that went. It would make sense. goes down here, but there's only one of them. Looks like it was here. So we're gonna go ahead and start just taking off these outside rungs, which are 10 millimeters. Okay, the rest of these seem to be 8s, so we'll start here. Put a nice long extension on here to give me some room. Oh, this one's just finger tight. Don't love that. I think this is my second to last one. It was a risk not taking the top plastic off to get these out. But I think it might end up paying off for me in some time saving here. Yeah, the top came right off. Okay. More down there after the loop bottom of this. It's going to be a problem to get off because the brake is in the way. It is directly behind the brake pedal, so I just pushed the brake pedal down, got my socket in there. Probably not the most ideal situation here. This one was also finger tight. So we're just going to go ahead, work this off. Like I said, we're trying to save some time here. We're all busy. Hopefully I'll do exactly what I just did and drop it down there. That's alright. Just reach in and grab the bolt. And that's out of there. And it did, for the most part, will hang up on the top. Definitely getting hung up on the bottom. Let's see if we can rotate that. Yep. Going right out. Hopefully you guys can see in there. So I'm gonna line this up with the pin And there's a pin down at the bottom as well. These are kind of hard to get laid flat because they are paper. And of course, when they ship them, it is jammed in the box. Here. This doesn't sit as flat as it should. Really, all you can do is put the top on and then put the bottom on and hope you get it to lay flat. This is the new case, and it did come with a set of new screws, bolts. Go ahead and get this cleaned up and put on. Nice, the new set is all 10s. We'll go back over here into these, I guess you'd want to call these hangers. Okay, now that everything's on there and lined up, I feel pretty confident that I can take these out and put Loctite in. And take this top one out here. I'll put just a little bit of thread locker on here. We're gonna skip the bottom one. I'm not really expecting these to go anywhere, but while it's out, might as well do it, right? Okay, so now everything's Loctited. We're gonna start tightening these down in the Starlight pattern, just like you would a tire. I'm gonna start at my bottom right. Okay, top left. Nice and tight. Top right. Nice and tight. Bottom left. Okay, we'll do our middle left, middle right. Do our absolute top. And our absolute bottom. A little hard to get to. Definitely help if you bring the socket with you. So we'll do our absolute bottom, which is a little hard to get to. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera. And that is tight as well. Pull our socket out of there. Make sure she starts. Alright folks, thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'm not going to put the plastics back on because, like I said earlier in the video, I've got a bunch more work to do in here. So if you want to see more work going on with this 1998 Polaris 500 Sportsman, subscribe and it'll automatically notify you when I put some new videos out.